What up, TCK Potters? Welcome back to the program. It has been a while. I'm your host, Sky Guasco. This is episode 504. Yo, it's been a couple days. We had a long week last week. Well, short week for the podcast, long week for us, long week for me personally. If you're used to the program, you're tuning in right now on the fantasy-focused Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, or Twitter handles. First of all, make sure to give a like, subscribe, a thumbs up. Any appreciation in the comments is much appreciated as well. But also, you're looking at the back of my screen here and realizing I don't have the jerseys. I'm not in the dark dungeon. Like, what's going on? I've been on the road. My cousin got married over the weekend. Had a great time. I'm originally from California. I live up in Eugene, Oregon currently. So been on the road. I've been road tripping with my family, got to see my folks, which I never see anymore. I got to see my brother, who I never see, and some extended family, my cousins, aunts, uncles, the other side of the family. It was a beautiful ceremony out there in Sonoma County, California. If anyone's familiar with the Napa, Santa Rosa, Rohnert Park, Petaluma area. Beautiful sunny day in California. I had a wonderful time traveling, but because I was doing that, I have been out of the podcast world for a little bit. So we got our episodes in last week. Of course, Jordan and I broke down our second half winners, league winners, our fades, right? A couple trade for, trade away targets. And then Buck, Levy, and Bob did the same thing as well. So even though that episode was recorded last week, it is still relevant information moving forward. So if you haven't heard those episodes yet, dial it back 2 episodes to 502 for myself and Jordan breaking it down. And then again, 503 for Buck, Bob, and Levy. There's a lot of great nuggets in there, a lot of information on which players we're looking to have for the second half winners, right? Some trade for players, and then of course some trade away players as well that we're not as confident will be producing at the level that they are right now. So feel free to go and check out those episodes if you have not yet. Also, you can view all of those in our archive on the YouTube channel. If you haven't checked it out yet, make sure to go to the Fantasy Focused YouTube channel. A lot of you are streaming live with me right now. But if you're a podcaster and you don't usually get our live shows and you're not streaming in on it, please go to YouTube and go to Fantasy Focused with a D, Fantasy Focused YouTube channel, and you'll catch us on there. Please give us a subscribe, hit the bell so you get all the notifications. And most importantly, that notification will let you know on Sunday morning when we drop our live start sit show. Every single Sunday morning, you can catch myself, Jordan, Buck, Bob, and Levy every Sunday morning from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern time, 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. West Coast time. You get up nice and early with myself, Jordan, and Bobby for the 7 a.m., 10 a.m. slot. Or if you're on the East Coast with Buck and Levy, you can get up at 10 a.m., catch us for the late morning afternoon shift for 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern time. Again, we're streaming live on YouTube. Subscribe here. Become a super chatter, right? And that's a YouTube feature. So if you don't have a YouTube channel, but you have a Gmail account, you can easily make a YouTube channel and account, if nothing else, just for this show. You can jump into our comment section, which I encourage you to do now, but also in our live start sit show, jump in the comment section with your start sit questions for week 12. But also you can ask us trade questions or whatever. If you want to jump the line, because we literally get hundreds of questions, if you'd like to jump the line, then you can reach out to us via super chat and you can make a donation to the channel that helps us help you, right? Helps us grow the channel. We want to start marketing more. We want to start advertising, getting ourselves out there. By the way, if there's any marketing managers in the audience, any of you fans out there or followers, subscribers, if you're a marketing manager or you're an advertising social media guru, we could certainly use your help. Bobby and I, and a lot of us have backgrounds in that, but we have so much other things going on in life. And with this channel, it's hard for us to also do that for us. So if you're looking to cut your teeth in the industry, you want to be a part of the show, and that is something you bring to the table, please reach out to us. You can find me on Twitter at Sky Guasco, SkyGuasco. You can hit up Bobby Lamarco as well at Bobby Lamarco, last name Lamarco, or hit us up on any of the fantasy focused channels as well. So hit us up on Sunday mornings, become a super chatter, and we have some giveaways. Over the last couple of weeks, we have had a giveaway for a Jamal Anderson signed mini helmet. We've also had a Torrey Holt signed mini helmet. We've also had a TCK hat that we've had a giveaway as well. We have more things coming down the block, so make sure you check us out there. All right, this is episode 504. I know it's a lengthy intro, but I want to let you know where I've been, what we've been doing. I know if you're looking at your podcast log, you're like, what the hell, did I miss some episodes? You didn't. We kind of took off an extended weekend. We've got Thanksgiving coming up this week on Thursday, of course. We'll be previewing those 3 games on top of everything else. Of course, we've got a couple more buys to deal with. All of the Week 11 action we'll be recapping tomorrow. And this is the Week 12 waiver wire ad show. I'm going to be rolling solo. My man Dweez still on vacation with the fams. We're not able to link up. He's on the East Coast, I'm West Coast, so some time differences doesn't allow us to always get it done. So I'm going to do it solo for you. I'm going to blast out my lengthy waiver wire list and let you know the players that I'm highlighting. And I will do that right after we get a shout out from our sponsor. And of course, our waiver wire ads are always brought to you by our good friends at Carifactor. I'll be right back after this message from our sponsor, Carifactor.
Hey TCK Potters and Fantasy Focus community, are you looking for options for hair loss? There are many options out there for treating it. However, most products treat the cause, such as DHT, and don't do much to support the growth of new and stronger hair. It's like removing harmful weeds from your lawn, but not doing much to fertilize the grass. That's why the Fantasy Focus and TCK team has partnered with Carifactor. Carifactor saw this problem and focused their research on finding just the right combination of biosynthetic growth factors and an innovative delivery system to promote fuller, stronger looking hair. So whether you're a listener who suffers from various forms of alopecia or even stress-related hair loss, the Carifactor treatment is the perfect scalp-friendly solution that can help and influence stronger and healthy hair throughout all stages of the hair life cycle. And now, exclusively for TCK listeners, use the promo code TCK at checkout to get 15% off all products at shop.mycarifactor.com. That's shop.mykerafactor.com. Carifactor, skincare for hair. Hey, TCK Pop.
Whoop. Shouts out to our friends at Carifactor. Appreciate all of their help and support for the channel, of course. All right. I want to make sure that we're getting into our comments and our questions. So if you have anything else that you want to get to us, please drop it in the comments. I will get to them as soon as possible. Again, I am rolling solo this afternoon. You're catching me after work in my work attire. I work early mornings, folks. Working 1 a.m. to 9 a.m. That's right. I'm about to go to bed and it's middle afternoon. So getting it in best I can. Of course, we have Monday Night Football coming up tonight with Tom Brady and the boys going up against D. Jones, hopefully Saquon Barkley, and the New York Football Giants. So we got Levy and the Bucks going up against Bobby and the Giants. We will see how that goes moving forward. All right, everybody, jump in the comment section if you'd like. I'll get to as many of those as I possibly can moving forward. But let's move on to the Week 12 waiver wire ads. I have a giant list here for you, and I will get to it. Let's see here if I can maybe just start sharing my screen. That's probably what y'all want, right? If I share the screen, then you can actually see the tabs. How about that? Boom. Let's get to that. There we go. Shrink this down a little bit for you. Bam. There it is. All right. Okay, I know it's a little bit smaller, but you can zoom in if you'd like to or maximize your screen. Okay, let's get into it here. So I'm going to go per position, and then I'll go like basically 1 to 10, my tops, regardless of position. So we'll start with the quarterback position. Of course, quarterbacks are always, super flex is going to be tough. Most running backs and wide receivers and tight ends are floating on the waiver wire more or less running backs, of course, in redraft leagues, but quarterbacks are often only in single quarterback leagues because in super flex, almost every quarterback is taken up. So that being the case, just make sure that you're, obviously paying attention to that. Okay. Number one here at the quarterback position, I want to highlight Mac Jones. Mac Jones at number one, he's 70% available. If you look here on the screen, roster percentage, that is what they're rostered at, managed in fantasy football. They're available on the inverse of that percentage. So Mac Jones rostered in 31%, available in 69%, right? We'll reverse that just so you know how I look at things here. Okay, now you can also see in the column, I usually don't share this, but I'm going to moving forward because it's easier for you to see it, easier for me to use it. So again, if you're looking at my list here, this is how I look at it. So if you're looking at the number 8 player, he's my number 8 overall player. And then, of course, you have the position that they play as well, and then the rank in that particular position. That's how we look at this. Okay, Mac Jones. My man has been absolutely crushing it in the last couple of weeks. All right. Putting the team on his back. They're passing a lot more. They're running well, but Damian Harris is beat up, and Ramondre Stevenson's playing quite well also. But with that defense being so good and minimizing turnovers, the Patriots are absolutely rolling teams. And look, Mac Jones isn't going to win you a league. He's probably not going to win you a week, but he's going to be stable, right? He's going to be a Jimmy Garoppolo. All right. He's not going to lose you a week either. Doesn't turn the ball over much, even as a rookie. Doesn't get sacked a ton. All right. He's going to pass for 250 something yards and probably 2 touchdowns a week. That's a great floor at a quarterback position. And if you have any sort of bonuses or anything like that for completions or, completion percentage or whatever, that's a little bit of added bonus there for Mac. Now, he's not going to run the ball, as we know, just like Brady back in the day, but he's going to be accurate, and we appreciate that. So good floor with Mac Jones. I would look to pick him up. The Patriots' schedule is real nice moving forward there. So look at Mac Jones. Also, Danny Jones, right? Daniel Jones going out tonight, of course, against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. If still available, maybe roster him earlier and beat the waiver wire, if you will. Same roster percentage, 31%, 32%, also available in about 70% here for Daniel Jones. We'll see what happens tonight. This might change a little bit, but hopefully Saquon comes back. If he comes back tonight and he does well, that's an extra weapon. This wide receiver core has to get healthy eventually, right? Starting to get weapons back. We know he's got that rushing floor. We'll see what happens tonight against a not as scary defense, but a decent defense, of course, with the Buccaneers. We'll see how Daniel Jones does tonight, but he is my second quarterback I'm looking to pick up as well. Move down the list here. Now, it's quite a while here, but Trevor Lawrence, and he got beat up by my Niners, which I'm glad the Niners have actually showed up the last couple of weeks, just spanked the Rams, which was awesome because they're obviously one of the best teams in the NFC and the NFL, but they also took care of business against the Jags, which I thought they might, show up and have kind of one of those overlook games. They didn't. They absolutely dominated 17-0 in the first quarter. Ayuk finally showed back up. I'll get through all those game recaps tomorrow, but they did very well on Sunday. So Trevor Lawrence hasn't been amazing, but again, if you need a streaming quarterback with buys or whatever, might be available in super flex leagues because he hasn't been helping people out. So he could be available. Look, Trevor Lawrence is at least taking the shots downfield. All right. He's throwing the ball downfield. He's effective-ish. All right. He needs to get a little bit of work. And with James Robinson a bit beat up, and yes, he played and did okay, but with him a bit beat up and Carlos Hyde not much, they're not going to run the ball much, right? So they're going to at least try and pass. Dan Arnold, Marvin Jones, Laviska Shenault, they're at least going to give it a shot. So, Trevor Lawrence is at least an option there if you need another quarterback. And then, I don't have a fourth option, but somebody who you guys know I kind of rag on quite a bit as a 49er fan, but somebody I rag on quite a bit is Jimmy Garoppolo. But look, I'll say the last couple of weeks, look, I know it's the Jags last week, but also against the Rams, played very well. Jimmy Garoppolo is getting it done. Kyle Shanahan is throwing the ball effectively. Ayuk is showing back up. Kittle is back to health. Deebo Samuel is absolutely unbelievable. Dominated as a running back this week. Jimmy Garoppolo is getting it done. If you need a streaming quarterback or maybe a quarterback to trade for low value, like not going to be very expensive in fantasy circles, go ahead and give a shot to Jimmy Garoppolo as well for a streamer moving forward there for the 49ers. Okay, let's go into the running backs here. Running back up first, Ty Johnson. Again, Elijah Moore blew up this week in the pass game. That was with Joe Flacco. We're not sure what they're going to do at quarterback moving forward, right? Joe Flacco played well. Mike White played well. Zach Wilson did okay, but he's been hurt. Not sure what they're going to do, right? Josh Johnson played well, but Ty Johnson is still getting the work, right? He's a handcuff minimum to Michael Carter, and he's been more effective, and he's that bigger goal line back. So take a look at Ty Johnson. I put him at number 1 because I think he's the most important running back to have that's, under 50% managed. He's available in 80% of leagues, so he's out there. I'm not super excited to have Jets at all, but if you need a running back, and we're skimpy on running backs, Ty Johnson is one of the most available, and of those available running backs, getting some of the most work. Now, look, 9, 10, 12, 15 touches is probably all you're going to get without, lengthy injury and full-time duty. But with any handcuff, anybody, Tony Pollard even, you're happy to get that kind of work. So look at Ty Johnson, another unappreciated name. And literally, if you can see on YouTube, 0% managed, zero. Nobody, not even his family members, has Quadri Allison from the Atlanta Falcons on their fantasy football roster, but he came out with a vengeance, came out with a bang. Mike Davis isn't the one. I told you 3 weeks ago to cut Mike Davis. Cordero Patterson's been hurt. He will probably come back and be that running back one for the Falcons, quote unquote. But we know they line him out wide, right? Calvin Ridley is eligible to return from the team off of the extended non-injury related IR for the Falcons, but they still have not. Well, they might have heard in-house, but Arthur Blank, the owner, is not sharing with the public that he's ready. So Calvin Ridley is not ready to come back on his terms for the NFL. So the number one wide receiver is probably still Cordero Patterson, even though he's also playing running back. So Quadri Allison might be a sneaky, play here. Good burst, quick, right? Mike Davis is not the one, obviously. So look at Quadri Allison as well if you're looking for a running back to burn. Latavius Murray. I know it's been frustrating. He's been out for about a month plus, still available in 65+% of leagues. Look at Latavius Murray, put him back on your roster. They cut Le'Veon Bell. They have the Ravens have a nice game there from Devonta Freeman, but they might get some more work to Latavius Murray as he gets more healthy as well. So look at Latavius Murray moving forward. Okay, some deeper dives here. Again, I don't want Jets, but I have to mention Tevin Coleman just because he was the starter. He knows the coach, right, from the 49er days. Mike LaFleur and Robert Saleh were his coaches with San Francisco. They brought him over to New Jersey to play with the Jets. I don't want him on my team, but if you're absolutely scraping the barrel, he's probably going to get some work. And if nothing else, he's probably going to get some goal line work because they trust him not to fumble minimum. So if you're really hurting, especially in like a standard or a half PPR league, you can look at Tevin Coleman, but I'm not excited about getting Tevin Coleman on my roster. Do not put any fab on him. He's going to be for free. Again, deeper down the list here. And look, if you're looking on YouTube and you can see my list, you see how far these guys are down here. Tevin Coleman's my 16th overall player, 25th for David Johnson of the Houston Texans. All right, still available in 75% of leagues. Look, he's a running back. He's a body. You could take a look. Rex Burkhead of Houston as well in PPR leagues if you need it. Dontrell Hilliard for Tennessee. All right, Adrian Peterson struggling. Tennessee got absolutely embarrassed by Houston last week. I think they bounced back in a big way, but keep an eye on him. And then I want to put him higher, but my man Matt Breida, my old buddy from San Francisco here, Matt Breida, has been doing well for the Buffalo Bills. But what the hell is going on with the Buffalo Bills, right? They dominate two great teams, right? Earlier, a couple weeks ago. And about a month ago, but then they lose to the Jets, and then this weekend, right? I mean, like, the Bills are a good to great team any given Sunday, but they're also a team that can get caught off guard. They have a really great defense. They have obviously Josh Allen, who's awesome, Stephon Diggs, but the inability to continuously run and dominate and punish people and scare people on a run game is going to affect them in a negative way long-term. Matt Breida has been effective. He's the fastest running back on the team. He's the most reliable running back on the team. He's also, unfortunately, the most fragile running back on the team with Devin Singletary and Zach Moss, who also can't stay healthy either. So I don't really want a Bills running back. That's why he's so low on my list here. But he's available in 98% of leagues. So if somehow all these other guys are gone, you can look at Matt Breida and look, they're giving him work. They're giving him work. Any running back that's getting work is somebody that I want on my squad. So take a look at Matt Breida there as well. Okay, I'm going to take a quick break. Again, I'm rolling solo today, so I'm going to take a quick break, catch my breath, and then I'll be right back here with the rest of our Week 12 waiver wire ads. And let's give a shout out to our friends at the Jersey Jungle. I'll be right back. Want to introduce you to our newest sponsor, Bomb Banana Hot Sauce. They're a brand new banana-based hot sauce. Shouts out to our friends at Bomb Banana Hot Sauce. But here is the Jersey Jungle. Sorry about that. Are you a merchandise maniac or jersey junkie like myself? You need to check out The Jersey Jungle. They handle their business on Instagram at The Jersey Jungle. You can use their promo code TCK for 10% off of 1 or 2 jerseys, 15% off of 3 or more jerseys. Now, if you've been watching the show for this season or a couple seasons, you know that my backdrop, if you're streaming live with us on video, you know my backdrop is always a couple of jerseys. Those jerseys are coming from the Jersey Jungle. They're high quality stitch and twill jerseys. I collect NFL jerseys, but I'm also a baseball guy. So I have baseball jerseys as well. I collect Hall of Fame jerseys. I have a Jackie Robinson. I have a Ken Griffey Jr. I have a Willie Mays jersey. I got a Shohei Ohtani jersey as well because the guy has been absolutely on fire. Go get yourself a jersey. Basketball, baseball, hockey, football, college. They got rookies as well. Home, away. They have customs, they have camouflage, whatever you're feeling, retro jerseys from any sport. Go hit up the Jersey Jungle on Instagram. DM the Jersey Jungle. Use the promo code TCK for 10% off of 1 or 2 jerseys, 15% off of 3 jerseys. These are already half price that you're going to find on the websites. They're high quality, stitch and twill, game authentic jerseys. Go check them out. The Jersey Jungle on Instagram. Boom. I want to give an extra shout out to Jersey Jungle here. I went down to see my family, as I had mentioned here, and I saw my brother, who I rarely see these days, which really sucks. My brother and I are very close. All my family's in California. I'm up in Eugene. I rarely see them anymore, especially with the pandemic and stuff. It's been tough. Anyway, my brother works around the clock. Super proud of him. He just absolutely kicks ass in life. And I wanted to give him kind of an early, a holiday present, early birthday present, just a general like, hey, bro, I miss you, shout out there. And just I'm proud of you present. And I can now talk about it on the podcast because he listens, and I didn't want to spoil the surprise. But now that he has it, I got him a home red 1994 throwback style. So like the white numbers with the black outline of the San Francisco 49ers, my man Kyle Juszczyk, the fullback, the all-around player, fullback, special teamer, tailback, flanker back, slot receiver. Kyle Juszczyk does it all for the 49ers. Doesn't get a lot of the headlines, doesn't get played in fantasy football, but if you're a 49er fan, you know his importance and dominance on the football field. So my brother is a big fan. I got him the red 75th year anniversary edition with the 1994 throwback retros, right? All those specifications with the stitch and twill, high quality, like, patched on, not ironed on. Name Juszczyk 44, super clean jersey. I was really pumped on that. From the Jersey Jungle. Shout out to my man Trenton. My brother was absolutely pumped. So I got him that jersey. I'm super stoked. So big up my man Trenton. And I was really fired up about that. So if you're interested in the jerseys, go hit up the Jersey Jungle on Instagram. Tell him Sky from TCK sent you, and he will take care of you. All right, back to the Week 12 waiver ads brought to you by our good friends at Carafactor. Okay, let's get into the wide receivers here and the tight ends. And then I got a couple DSTs and kickers for those of you that appreciate them. I'm a DST guy. Bobby's a kicker guy. We want to throw respects to all of our fantasy football players. All right, number 1, wide receiver. This one's tough. I almost put Cedric Wilson of the Cowboys number 1. He's my number 3 guy. I'll get to him in a second. I almost put him at number 1, though, and I'll explain why later. Van Jefferson, though, of the Rams has to be number 1, right? 54% available. Okay. No more Robert Woods, obviously. Odell Beckham Jr. comes in. They had a bye week this week. Last week, I should say. In week 11, the Rams had a bye week. It'll be very interesting to see who comes out as that true number 2. Cooper Kupp, leaps and bounds, is number 1. Who comes out for the Rams, though, as the number 2? Is it going to be Van Jefferson? Is it going to be Odell Beckham Jr.? We don't know yet, right? I want to see who it's going to be for the Rams. And honestly, I know that Odell has the street cred, right? Or used to, I should say, and has the name brand, and they brought him in, and the big money and the hype and whatever. Van Jefferson's legit, right? This kid is legit. And they drafted him second round last year. I wouldn't be shocked if he's the true number 2. He's been playing well. He's a deep threat, right? Taking over for Deshaun Jackson. He also could take over that middle of the field role that Robert Woods was doing. Okay. He knows the route tree right now. He has the camaraderie with Matt Stafford. He knows the coaching staff. He knows the playbook. He knows the common divisional opponents from last year and this year. Odell doesn't know, well, he's got 2 weeks now, but he doesn't know it as well as Van Jefferson does. I would not be shocked if Van Jefferson comes out of this bye week as the true number 2, which puts Odell at number 3. So Van Jefferson is the one that I want over Odell Beckham Jr. in Los Angeles right now for the Rams, right? I've tried to pick him up in as many dynasty leagues, get ahead of it. I mean, he's probably scooped up at this point, but if people are still sleeping or want to see more or whatever from Van Jefferson, go get him in dynasty. I think his kid's going to be a stud for a long time. And in redraft leagues, he's probably available in 54% of your leagues. Van Jefferson, my number 1 wide receiver. Number 2, this one is going to be tough. And again, I wanted to put Cedric Wilson, but we don't know what's going on with the other guys, and I'll explain that in a second. MVS, Marcus Valdes-Scantling for the Green Bay Packers, caught another deep bomb from Rodgers, and I know. Look, folks, I know. This happens like 3 times a year, okay? He catches a deep touchdown or 2, right? 150 yards, something fun for fantasy, blows up, wins people DFS money that took a shot on him in the dark that had no cash left, threw an MVS like, oh, what the hell? Maybe it's this week. It ends up being that week and you blow up. I get it. Then we hype it up like I'm doing right now and we go into next week. Everybody picks him up. Everyone spends fab. And then what happens? He falls off a cliff, right? And he falls off the wagon. All of you blow me up in my DMs come, Sunday evening, Monday night. Sky, what the hell, man? You told me to pick up MVS. He had, 3 targets, 1 catch for 8 yards, blah, blah, blah. Look, I get it. And that might happen. It's risky to pick up MVS. Injury history, right? Rodgers wants this kid to be good, but he just hasn't been. Okay. Rodgers throws him 4 bombs a game, and if he catches one of them, you make your money back, but they're just usually not on the same page. I know it's risky, but with Allen Lazard going down, right? Randall Cobb strictly in the slot when he's even healthy enough to play, and obviously Devontae Adams. But we saw the Green Bay Packers sluggish against Seattle. We saw them sluggish to start against Minnesota. Second half, boom, right? They picked it up in a big way. You have Aaron Jones, right, out for a week or 2 or 3. We'll see what happens. A.J. Dillon's can catch the ball, but not really a threat out of the backfield, obviously the way that Aaron Jones is. So when they're throwing the ball, they're throwing it short to Tay Adams on the sides. They're throwing it short over the middle to Randall Cobb, or they're throwing it deep to MVS, and Rodgers likes to take his chucks, right? MVS is that guy. I know it's risky. If nothing else, keep an eye on him in DFS because he's always cheap. He's always worth throwing in there as a stack. Keep an eye on MVS. He's my number 2 wide receiver. Now, number 3, who again, I wanted to put number 1, but it's tough. Cedric Wilson, who's been playing very well with Michael Gallup being out as that true number 1 for Dallas. Look, Amari Cooper out last week, going to be out on Thanksgiving Day as well. Okay. CeeDee Lamb, it was in the concussion protocol, right? Could miss lengthy time. They're on a short week, right? They play in 4 days on Thanksgiving. CeeDee Lamb could be out for that game. If he is, it's Michael Gallup and it's Cedric Wilson. Amari Cooper's already not going to play. CeeDee Lamb, not going to play. Zeke Elliott got beat up in this game too a little bit. So Cedric Wilson and Michael Gallup not so much. We've been repping him for weeks, but Cedric Wilson's available and Michael Gallup could be as well. So Cedric Wilson available in 98% of leagues. I wanted to put him at number 1. He probably will be the top performer of these guys I've already mentioned this week, but we'll see what happens with CeeDee Lamb. And then long-term, like Amari's going to come back. CeeDee's going to get healthy. Michael Gallup is the number 3. Like Cedric Wilson's not going to be producing for too many weeks. So I didn't want to get crazy with like spending that priority on him or fab, but I wanted to mention him in this scenario. Like this week, if you need a win this week on Thanksgiving for Thursday, I think Cedric Wilson could be a huge benefactor of that. So take a look with his opportunity, but moving forward, if you need like a long-term solution, you might want to look at Van Jefferson over Cedric Wilson. So just be careful there. All right, another guy, Kendrick Bourne. Shouts out to my former 49er faithful. Kendrick Bourne of the New England Patriots doing very well. I've been repping him to my commish boys. Of course, they're all Patriots fans. And every time Kendrick Bourne does something cool, I just text the group, Kendrick who? Question mark. My man Kendrick Bourne crushing it. Again, another, volume receiver, touchdown upside in that offense. I mentioned Mac Jones earlier. Take a look at Kendrick Bourne, available in 82% of leagues. Another one here, oldie but goodie. I know it's not sexy, but Jamison Crowder, wide receiver 5 for me this week, available in 78% of leagues. Look, if Joey Flacco is going to continue to be the starter for the Jets, Jamison Crowder is going to get targets, right? They have a long history. They have history back to Baltimore, right? They have history with the Jets. They're going to get targeted. It's all about continuity. Bobby says it constantly. Continuity is huge in the NFL. Coach and player, player and player, coach and coach, right? Flacco and Crowder have history. So when Flacco comes in, right, who's he looking for? A guy that he's familiar with. It's not all these kids. It's not all the rookies, right? Now, Elijah Moore blew up as well, but Jamison Crowder had a nice game too. So Elijah Moore, not available anywhere. Jamison Crowder, available almost everywhere. Keep an eye on him. Another guy here, Nick Westbrook, Akina. I know we've been through this a couple of times. He's available in 100% of leagues. Nobody has him. But with Julio out with an extended period of time and A.J. Brown dominating, there's got to be somebody else there without Derrick Henry. Just look at, I'm going to call him NWI, right? Nick Westbrook, Akina. Take a look there, and maybe you got somebody else. A couple of guys, I won't go too in depth here, but a few more wide receivers. If you need somebody, just my deeper list here. Nelson Aguilar, also of the Patriots, available in 83% of leagues. Excuse me, 93% of leagues. No, I was right. 83% of leagues. Sorry. It's getting late, folks. I already worked a shift today. I'm getting exhausted. Tre'Quan Smith for the Saints. We'll see what happens with the Saints moving forward, but they released Michael Thomas. So Tre'Quan Smith, they're at least confident in him moving forward. Robbie Anderson, meh. I got to put him on the list because he's still only 50% managed, but it's roulette there with him. Rondale Moore, again, big play opportunity, should have more of a boost with Kyler coming back, but let's be honest, man, Colt McCoy's been playing well for the Arizona Cardinals. Laviska Shenault doesn't have the hype we thought he would preseason, but he is somebody to put on your roster, getting requisite touches. We know Bucky loves those. Will Fuller should be coming back. Jamal Agnew, Russell Gage, Marquez Callaway, Marquise Goodwin. I got to give him a shout when he's referenced. And DeAndre Carter of Washington football team caught a touchdown this week, and he's that number 2 there behind number 3 behind Sims and McLaurin. So if you're looking deep there as well, you can check out those wide receivers. Now, let's go into tight ends and then DSTs and kickers. Obviously, fewer names here in these categories, but let's roll through them. Tyler Conklin, look, playing well. Kirk Cousins, playing well, especially at home. They're going to run the ball more effectively. I like Tyler Conklin. He's in the streaming category constantly. You're playing the matchups. I like him. Adam Troutman, huge upside, huge hype this summer. He was one of my breakouts, and then he got hurt. And then Jawan Johnson, I should say, came out, caught a couple touchdowns on opening day. So Adam Troutman kind of fell into oblivion, but he is somebody that caught a touchdown last week. You can count on him moving forward. Logan Thomas, look, we said it, coming off of IR there. Ricky Seals-Jones falling out of effectiveness. Logan Thomas might still be available in 50% of your leagues. And then Evan Ingram, again, playing tonight. If you need a streamer, say we're counting on Gronk one more time, Evan Ingram is somebody you can look at as well. But again, really hit or miss with Evan Ingram, unfortunately. We know the talent's there, but it's just not effective or reliable. And then Austin Hooper should be higher on the list, but they have other options there. Obviously, Baker Mayfield's not 100%. Jarvis Landry finally got in the end zone, which is rare, and they're going to run. So Austin Hooper's not as high maybe as he should be, but I do like Austin Hooper there if you're stuck at tight end. Couple DSTs. The Chicago Bears coming off of a bye week. Always love that. The guys are rested up. Look at the Bears if you need somebody there. The Atlanta Falcons, I know it's ugly, but they've been playing better lately, available in 95% of leagues. You can check them out. Of course, the Houston Texans, available in 99% of leagues, but who do they shut down? The Tennessee Titans. No, they don't have Derrick Henry, but they do have Ryan Tannehill. They do have A.J. Brown, and they still gave him a whooping. 4 interceptions in this game here for the Texans. Maybe ride the hot hand if you need. And then the Jets, if you need another DST there as well, playing well, getting a couple turnovers there too. And we all know that those are bad defenses overall, right? They're not great matchups, but if everybody else is taking, you're in a deeper league, a 16-team plus league, look at them, or maybe their DFS dart throws. Okay, we're going to throw on just a couple of kickers because I want to give a shout out to those guys. We'll see who Bob has as his top kicker streamers of the week come Sunday morning. Robbie Gould of my San Francisco 49ers been drilling extra points and field goals. Look at Robbie Gould, available in 89% of leagues. Michael Badgley filling in very well for Rodrigo Blankenship. Look, the kid hopefully gets his job back when he comes back, but Badgley's been absolutely automatic. 5 touchdowns for Jonathan Taylor. Obviously, that Colts offense is running on all cylinders right now. They're playing very, very well, the best football of their season right now. Mike Badgley, a big part of that, automatic when they don't score, which is rare for them right now. And then Jason Sanders. Last year, he was the number one kicker in fantasy football for the Miami Dolphins. They hopefully hit a stride after this week here. So Jason Sanders could be another option. And then, of course, Chase McLaughlin, who Bobby put in his top 3 this week for the Cleveland Browns. Keep an eye on him moving forward there as well. All right. So that is kind of position by position. Those are my top waiver ads. But I want to give a quick shout out to our friends at Bomb Banana Hot Sauce. Go Blue, Michigan, huge matchup against Ohio State coming up next week. Number 2 team in the country, Ohio State. Number 6 team in the country, Michigan, coming at it. And our boys from Bomb Banana are alum of Michigan University. So I want to give a shout out to them really quick. And when we come back, I'll give you my top 10 overall waiver claims and the importance of that. When we get right back here, I want to give a shout out one more time to our friends at Bomb Banana Hot Sauce. I'll be right back. Want to introduce you to our newest sponsor, Bomb Banana Hot Sauce. They are a brand new banana-based hot sauce founded by 4 University of Michigan grads. Shouts out to the Wolverines. Their sauce is an absolute must-have at any draft or watch party. Put it on nachos, pizza, wings, or literally any dip, and you will never be forced to eat boring party food again. I promise. The sweet heat and the chili banana combo provides a truly delicious restaurant quality flavor. They currently offer 2 flavors, the original with the white label and the spicier Muy Muy that comes in the red label. I'm more of a mild guy, but if you like the spice, the Muy Muy is what you want. Be super excited to officially be part of the Bomba Nation, #Bomba Nation. We hope that you'll join us there. Head over to the website, www.seekthespice.com. Use the discount code TCK at checkout to get 10% off of your order. Once again, Bomb Banana Hot Sauce, banana-based, not banana-flavored hot sauce. Seekthespice.com, promo code TCK. All right, big up to our friends at Bomb Banana Hot Sauce, and of course, shouts out to the Michigan Wolverines. All right, let me go through my top 10 here, and we're going to get out number 1 overall waiver claim this week. If you need a wide receiver and fab, I'm going to go with Van Jefferson. Again, I want the Rams offense. I want the number 2, who I think is the number 2 in the Rams offense. Coming off a bye, people are healthy. Put in a new game plan with him with Robert Woods out, Odell in. I think it's going to be Van Jefferson moving in. If as much as Robert Woods was quote unquote disappointing, I want that number 2 in that offense. That's Van Jefferson for me. Look, if you play DSTs, it's going to be the Bears. If you don't, we'll skip it. I'm going to go Ty Johnson, Quadri Allison, and Latavius Murray as my 2, 3, and 4 overall waiver claims. Those all 3 running backs. I mentioned them earlier there. If you need somebody, MBS, if you don't get Van Jefferson, look at Marcos Valdes-Scantling. I know it's frustrating. I know he's hit or miss. Let's stay in the flames a little bit. Hopefully he gets another couple big plays. Cedric Wilson, again, I mentioned he might be my number 1. I put Van Jefferson up there, and then MBS with the connection with Rodgers. But CeeDee Lamb misses. Amari Cooper's already out. Zeke could be limited as well. I like the number 2 in the Cowboys offense. Michael Gallup should be the number 1. Cedric Wilson, the number 2. He's played well with Gallup being out. He gets a boost this week. So I like Cedric Wilson there. If you're needing a quarterback, Mac Jones is the top available quarterback available in 69% of leagues. Go look at Mac Jones. If you need a tight end, it's Tyler Conklin. If you're looking for another quarterback, it's Daniel Jones. We'll see what happens tonight. And then another tight end would be Adam Troutman. So again, Van Jefferson, Chicago Bears DST, Ty Johnson, Quadriolison, Latavius Murray, Marquez Valdez-Scantling, Cedric Wilson, Mac Jones, Tyler Conklin, and Daniel Jones are my top 10 waiver wire claims this week. Whew. All right, y'all. I know that's a lot. Those are the waiver wire ads for week 12 brought to you by our friends at Cara Factor. I'm going to get out of here, y'all. Keep it short and sweet, or short for us. We're usually about an hour. This is 40 minutes here. Week 12 waiver wire ads. Sky Guasco rolling solo today. Again, if you have not downloaded the Candlestick Kids Fantasy Football Podcast, please do that. Anywhere you're listening to the podcast, please also leave a rate and review. You can also put start sit questions in that review if you'd like to. We'll get you involved on the Sunday morning live show. If you can't catch the Sunday morning live show, feel free to reach out to me on Twitter at Sky Guasco, SkyGuasco, and I will get to your start sit trade questions as promptly as possible. You can also find me on Instagram, fantasyfootball_TCK pod. You can drop me a DM there as well. Of course, please also find the Fantasy Focused Network and the Fantasy Football Network on YouTube, on Twitch, Twitter, and Facebook as well. And a reminder, I know I say it constantly, but I got to remind you, Sunday mornings, folks, streaming right here, 10 a.m. to 1 a.m., 10 a.m. to 1 p.m., Eastern time, 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. West Coast time. Every single Sunday, catch the team right here on YouTube and Twitch, Twitter, and Facebook for the Start Sit live show. You participate, you ask your questions, we answer them. If you want to jump the line of hundreds of questions, make sure to hit us up with a super chat. Give us a donation. You can also Venmo us if you don't have a super chat function on YouTube. You can Venmo us at TCK Pod on Venmo. Drop us 99 cents, $25, whatever you think it's worth to answer your question there and give us a contribution, and we will get you and also put you in drawings when we have giveaways. Again, a couple signed mini helmets. We got jersey giveaways coming up. We've got TCK Fantasy Focus merch giveaways coming up. The holiday seasons are around the corner, folks. Grab a gift from us to yourself or to pass on to somebody else if you'd like to. The way you can do that is to get into our super chat function, drop a donation, and we will put you in it, and hopefully you will win the drawing. I appreciate everybody hanging out with us. This is episode 504. Again, I know it's a lot when I do it by myself. We'll get Dweez back in the mix hopefully next week. I'll be back on tomorrow as well, dropping you with the Week 11 game recaps. The whole crew dialing in back for this week as well. If we don't catch you until then, I want to wish everybody a happy collaboration day with everybody, right? I want to make sure that people are being safe, people are being responsible, people are being respectful to your family members. We've all got family members we're not excited to see. We also have a lot that we are excited to see. And if you travel during this week or weekend, I want to make sure everyone is doing that safely. We got some brutal weather coming up here in the Northwest, in the Midwest, the East Coast as well. So if you're traveling, be safe. Obviously follow whatever protocols you think is most responsible, and take care of yourself and each other, everybody. We appreciate you here on the TCK Pod and the Fantasy Focused Network. This episode and all episodes are brought to you by betonline.ag. Go to betonline.ag. Use the promo code BELIEVE, BLEAV, for 50% startup bonus. That is where you can do all of your sports betting and get advice from the sports betting experts. Do that on believe.ag online, or you can download their app as well. And of course, the Believe Podcast Network, where all of our podcasts are downloadable. Once again, please download the Candlestick Kids Fantasy Football Podcast on the Believe Podcast Network. Anywhere you listen, Spotify, Stitcher, Amazon, Apple Play, whatever you listen to your podcast, download the Candlestick Kids Fantasy Football Podcast. Please give a rate and review, a like and subscribe, and a thumbs up on any of the fantasy-focused networks on YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, or Facebook. Episode 504, I'm going to let y'all go. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your Monday and Tuesday. For those of you on the podcast side, hope you enjoyed Monday Night Football. Have a great Tuesday, and I'll catch you tonight. For those of you live right now, enjoy the game this evening, and we'll catch you once again. I'm rolling solo tonight. I am your host, Sky Guasco, and I am out of here.